What's up? What's up? It's your girl Mickey Truth, aka Mickey Facts, and I am back with another video. Now, as you guys can tell, I am still under the weather. Like, literally, it's only been like a couple hours since my live, and I sound even worse. However, y'all already know I still got to drop the content because, hey, this is what I do, you know? So, before I get into this content, okay, this is a sensitive, real subject, okay? Of course, everything is alleged. Everything is for entertainment purposes only. However, this is a real-life situation, so I want everybody to know that before we get into it, all right? So let's go.
Bring in more tips. Jason Miles is live from Bear Creek Park, where Johnson's family says her phone was found. Jason?
That's right, Lynn. A PI hired by the family claims he found Johnson's phone covered in blood here at Bear Creek Park. Further reason the family believes foul play is involved. Flyers like this are posted at Bear Creek Park, where 24-year-old Felicia Johnson's family says her bloody phone was found, while her father, Kevin, continues to keep her name in the news.
I'm her father, I'm the face of her, and I'm her representative in her fight to come home.
He came to Houston from his home in San Diego after getting word of Felicia's disappearance.
And nobody's gonna fight this fight more than me, harder than me, and longer than me.
He says his oldest of 3 children was last seen April 15th at Cover Girls Gentlemen's Club on West Little York, where she applied for a job days after coming to town from California to celebrate a birthday and earn some extra cash.
She fell into something that she couldn't get out of.
Community activist Quanell X, who helped organize a vigil last night, said Johnson got into an unknown man's car when an Uber ran late, and that the club has not provided surveillance video or any other information. Meanwhile, Texas EquiSearch spent hours in the area where Johnson's phone was found and tells me it will continue to follow law enforcement's lead on when and where to search. At this point, HPD considers it a missing persons investigation.
I feel like they are doing their job.
Johnson believes a Crime Stoppers reward on top of other money being raised may prompt a member of the public to do the right thing as well.
Reach out, go in your heart. Just if you know something, even if you want the $5,000, just say something, call in with something, give us something.
And we went by the Cover Girls Club today, talked to a manager who referred me to an attorney. That attorney returning my phone call just within the last hour or so. He says Cover Girls is completely cooperating with HPD and even providing pertinent video surveillance that may not provide to Quanell X or the media for that matter. Meantime, the club hopes Johnson turns up safe and sound. Reporting live tonight, Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.
Just to begin, she still has not been found. So Felicia Johnson, to today's date, I do not show any public information showing that she has been found. All right. So let's get into the case. Now, the video that you just heard was around the time she first went missing. There are, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 set of documents pertaining to this case. And it's a lot to go through, but we're going to have to start from the beginning and work our way down. Shout out to everybody down in Houston that has hit me up and like, Mickey, please look into this case. It hasn't been any updates. We want to know more. So you already know, I definitely had to dig into it and find what I can find. Now, disclaimer, okay? This information is what Harris County Clerks of Court Office has on file for this case, okay? This is the direct source for a lot of this information regarding the circumstances around the disappearance of Felicia Johnson. This is not any ties to Mickey Truth speaking on it. This is just what it says, okay? So I'm going to start off by saying, yes, I said "to" in the last clip. However, I did not want to re-record it. I'm already feeling awful, but you get what I'm saying. And it may be many other words that's going to be not pronounced right, but we already know that, right? But shout out to Mickey Truth. Yes, I gave myself a shout out because regardless of the mixed up of words, you already know it's going to be facts that I'm dropping. All right, let's get into the situation at hand, right? So per the documents, it says here that Sergeant B.A. Roberts A peace officer with the Houston Police Department was assigned to this case, along with I'm not sure if it's a he or she, but along with their partner LG Lange, to conduct the investigation into the disappearance of Felicia Johnson, okay, which occurred at 6750 Main Street in Houston, Harris County, Texas, okay? And it then goes into what the offense report stated. So, under HPD incident number 502865-22, written by D. Jenkins, a certified peace officer employed by HPD, assigned as a patrol unit with the South Central Division, whom I believe to be reliable and credible. And not I as in Mickey, but I as in Sergeant B.A. Roberts, which you see on the screen. Yeah, I got to be careful and make sure I clarify that. But anyway, let me continue. While reviewing the report, I noted that Felicia Johnson was last seen at the Intercontinental Hotel, Houston Medical Center, located at 6750 Main Street, Houston, Harris County, Texas, on April 15, 2022 at 5 p.m. I also noted that the reportee of the disappearance, Adriana, informed Officer Jenkins that Miss Johnson was utilizing social media from the hotel as late as 11 p.m. While continuing to review the incident report, I began to review supplement from D. Staggerwald, a detective employed by HPD assigned to the missing person units, who I know to be a credible and reliable person. While reviewing the supplement, I noted that Detective Staggerwald conducted an interview with Felicia Johnson's father, Kevin Johnson. I learned that Kevin Johnson told Detective Staggerwald that Felicia Johnson's cell phone was found by her cousin's girlfriend on the side of the road near Clay Road and North Eldridge Parkway with blood on it. The officiant believes, after speaking with the family of Felicia Johnson and conducting the investigation, that it is out of character for Felicia Johnson to be without her cell phone. During the course of this investigation, Detective Staggerwald provided Detective Lange, not sure if that's how you pronounce the name again, with video surveillance that was collected from the Intercontinental Hotel, Houston Medical Center, located at 6750 Main Street, Houston, Texas. Detective Lange reviewed the video from April 16, 2022, from various cameras that captured video of the interior and exterior of the hotel. While reviewing the video, we observed a gray Porsche Macan sports utility vehicle SUV pull into the driveway of the hotel at approximately 2:54 a.m. We then observed Felicia Johnson enter the elevator from the 15th floor at approximately 2:55 a.m. and at 2:56 a.m., Miss Johnson, while apparently holding a cell phone in her hand, exits the elevator and walks into the lobby of the hotel. Miss Johnson then exits the hotel and enters the passenger side of a gray Porsche Macan SUV, which subsequently leaves the area. Then I'm gonna not read it verbatim now, but I have the document in the video. It then says the detectives interview Adriana, which is an associate of Felicia Johnson, and the reportee of her disappearance, who they believe to be credible and reliable as it relates to this incident. During the interview, Adriana told the police that she was contacted by Miss Johnson's family in California on April 16, 2022 at 10:30 a.m., who asked her to check on Miss Johnson's location via Find My Phone. It is then that Adriana stated she was directed by the family member to a location near Clay Road and North Eldridge Parkway. Okay. Then it goes to say there, Adriana stated she located Miss Johnson's cell phone, which is more particularly described as an iPhone, with a flower/clear colored case. She stated that the phone was located off of the roadway, lying screened down to the ground. Adriana stated she observed the cell phone to be fully charged. She stated she collected the phone and called 911, but the police never arrived to her location. The detectives then said that they conducted a search via HPD record management system and noted a call for service on April 16, 2022 at 12:12 p.m. by Adriana, a relative to Felicia Johnson's disappearance. The call was cleared GOA, gone on arrival, and a report was not completed at that time. Adriana stated upon further explanation of Felicia's cell phone, she stated that she observed blood on the side of the phone, bottom of the phone, back of the case, and inside the case. So with that, it basically just per the police side of it, as far as the report when the witness or the reportee called in. They basically say by the time they got there, the person was gone, and she is saying they never arrived. So I guess it's just about timing. I mean, I don't know if I would want to wait that long finding my friend's bloody cell phone, laying on the ground in a park. So now I want to clarify that the Adriana person is referred to as Miss Johnson's cousin's girlfriend. So I'm not sure if, in fact, she is a friend of Miss Johnson or just a friend of the family. Not really sure on that, because it then says they refer to her in two different ways, basically. So the next part is definitely a part that I see a lot of people missed. However, Houston media, as far as the news station, they did speak on it. And it's now in the actual document. So I'm going to read it, not verbatim, but just the summary of it. And it just says here that the Vice Division of Human Trafficking Unit was able to search Felicia Johnson by using a website that scrapes illicit prostitution advertisement for a match. The detective was able to locate multiple advertisements made by Miss Johnson on various websites. It stated that the most recent advertisement was placed or posted on a website called skipthegame.com, with the most recent posting on April 6, 2022 at 12:28 a.m. And it is noted here just hours before she was last seen on surveillance video at the Intercontinental Hotel Houston Medical Center. Okay. It then goes to state that on April 22nd, 2022, a Harris County grand jury subpoena. Sidebar, I tried to get the subpoena pulled up, but it did not come up. I'm not sure if it's due to it being an open case or not. Just wanting to add that in there. Okay. So the subpoena was issued to Uber for records pertaining to Felicia Johnson between the dates of April 10th, 2022 through April 21st, 2022. Representatives from Uber inquired for additional information pertaining to the incident. And they also specified the location of pickup and vehicle details. But the detectives learned that representatives from Uber conducted a search of 6750 Main Street, Houston, Texas, 77030, and the Porsche Macan gray in color. The detectives learned from the representatives from Uber that on April 16, 2022, at 2:47 a.m., a Uber was requested by Chuck Wubuka Nowabudo, which is the man that you see in the thumbnail that is wanted for murder. Okay. It states that this request was for pickup at 6750 Main Street, Houston, Texas, and drop off at 3233 Wynn Chase Boulevard, Houston, Texas. Okay. So then they stated that the officers learned that the Uber driver assigned to the request was driving a Porsche Macan. Okay. So based on their research, that the car that Miss Johnson got into was actually a Uber who was sent to take her to the accused killer's living space or apartment. It states here that the police noted that the actual drop-off time and location was set at 3:28 a.m. at 3233 Wynn Chase Boulevard in Houston. The records provided the following information for Chuwibuka, a phone number and an email address. They also learned from the representative from Uber that there was no other documented Uber's order at 3233 Winchester Boulevard after Felicia Johnson was dropped off on April 16, 2022. And just to clarify, I did say April 6th in a previous segment while I was reading, but it was April 16th, 2022, okay? Charge it to my mind, not my heart, all right? So let's continue. And just before I continue, a lot of this I will just be hitting key points. I just want to get the starting point together because a lot of people that hit me up about this case wasn't aware of the details surrounding the actual beginning, okay? All right, let's continue. So it then states that they did a person check on Chukabuka. I gotta say it slow to even, and I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. But, and a phone number via the HPD report management system. The police then responded to a sexual assault just occurred at 14913 Richmond Avenue, Houston, on November 11, 2020. So basically, to sum up this whole, because this is a different case and I don't want to confuse anybody. So basically in 2020, it was a woman reported that this same guy that they're looking into for Felicia Johnson actually either did sexually assault her or attempted to sexually assault her. It does refer to this person as possibly being an escort because it goes on to say like they did get in the back seat of the car to like grab on her body parts and all things like that. But it then goes, he basically took it too far or further than it was supposed to go. So yeah. That's what that part says. But I'm going to just stick to the Johnson case, all right? So it then goes on to say that they conducted a search of this person, Chukabuka, utilizing all the databases that they have, including the driver's license that had the address that Uber provided as his address. And they confirmed with Uber that that is where Felicia Johnson was taken to that night after she left her hotel room. It then goes on to say, based on vehicle information learned by the it gave a license plate number, and then they also ran the license plate number, which came back to a 2009 silver Hyundai Accord. It gives the VIN number and all, and it was registered to, I'm going to refer to him as a suspect at this point, so that I don't have to keep saying his name because I can't pronounce it, or I don't even know how you pronounce it. Chukabuka. So he's going to be referred to in my video as suspect, okay? All right. And it then also noted a registered address for the suspect vehicle as 14935 South Richmond Avenue, apartment 1832, Houston, Texas, 77082. All right. So let's go to the next part. The detectives then review video footage from various cameras owned by a neighborhood or homeowners association for the area around 3233 Chase Boulevard. Okay. The cameras reviewed were near the entrance of the neighborhood and included a camera with automatic license plate recognition technology. Ooh, fancy. Which allows the camera to capture a clear picture of license plates. So as they were reviewing this footage, I'm sorry, y'all. It then goes to say at 3:18, the camera catches traveling south on Wynn Chase Boulevard in the direction of 3233 at 3:21 a.m. Felicia inside her Uber. Okay, it then states there that at 3:29 a.m., the Porsche Macan, which is the Uber car, is seen leaving the area north on Winchester Boulevard towards Richmond Avenue at 3:40. The suspect vehicle, okay, is captured on the camera traveling northbound on Wynn Chase Boulevard towards Richmond. The suspect vehicle is then observed turning west on Richmond Avenue towards SH Highway 6. Ooh, I don't know what SH stands for, but let's continue, okay? On April 22nd, also, they have Texas EquiSearch located a purse matching Felicia Johnson's purse description off the roadway in Bear Creek Park. And it was close to where the family found the cell phone with blood on it. Let me see what else it says here. They processed the scene. So it does, inside the purse, they did confirm that Felicia Johnson's California ID was in the purse. Now we're going to get into what the detectives noted on, based on what they started investigating and seeing on footage, okay? It states here that they began reviewing footage and noted the following. At approximately 3:14 a.m., the suspect vehicle is observed traveling northbound on South Richmond Avenue from the area of South Richmond Avenue towards Richmond Avenue. The suspect vehicle then turns eastbound on Richmond Avenue towards SH Highway 6. The detective then put a note that they know this is to be the most direct route to 3233 Wynn Chase Boulevard, the location where Felicia Johnson was dropped off by the Uber. Then it says at 3:51 a.m., the suspect vehicle is traveling northbound on Richmond Avenue from SH Highway 6, then turns southbound on South Richmond Avenue. The suspect vehicle then turns east off South Richmond Avenue into the area consistent with the front entrance of the Link apartment complex, okay? Then it states at 4:54 a.m., the suspect vehicle is observed traveling northbound on South Richmond Avenue from the area of 14935 South Richmond Avenue towards Richmond Avenue. The suspect vehicle then turns eastbound on Richmond Avenue, going back towards the highway. Then it states at 5:38 a.m., the suspect vehicle is observed traveling westbound on Richmond Avenue from the highway, then turns southbound on South Richmond Avenue, back towards the Link apartment complex. That was a lot of travel, okay? Like, for real. Now, it then goes into, they got a grand jury subpoena for a Wells Fargo account records associated with the suspect and the credit card that was utilized to purchase the Uber that picked up Felicia Johnson. So, according to these documents that they received back, they said that the suspect withdrew $300 and $200 on April 16, 2022. He made two purchases from Walmart. One of the purchases was on April 16th, and the other was on April 17th. It then says, oh, it jumped. So, from April 17th, it then goes to on, I don't think I said that right. Okay, so they got the information on April 23rd, okay, to get the bank records. Then it goes to May 12th. Another subpoena was issued to Walmart to get the information on the purchases that was made by the suspect, including video surveillance on both the 16th and the 17th, okay? They then said later the same day they received the records pertaining to the surveillance and purchases. It says here that on April 16th, a purchase was made for 550-liter FL for $11.97 and a t-shirt for $11. Pending verification from Walmart on what what 550L FL actually is. They then conducted a Walmart.com search and noted that that is a Ozark Trail flashlight with 550 lemons for sale for $11.97. They also see still shots from the front entrance of Walmart and the checkout kiosk relative to the purchase. And notice that the suspect was utilizing the checkout kiosk. He had a bandage wrapped around his right hand. So it continues to say that the purchase on the 17th was made for 4 hand towels, hefty 13-gallon trash bags. Let's see here. And 30-gallon trash bags. And they again show that his hand was bandaged on the right. His right hand had a bandage wrapped around it. So it then says a search warrant was signed by Harris County Judge Hazel Jones and executed for Felicia Johnson call detail records for her phone number. And they said there that the cell phone number was connected to a cellular tower consistent with her cell phone being in the area that is close to the apartment of the suspect, which was at 14935 South Richmond Avenue. They also learned that at 5:12 a.m., Johnson's cell phone number connected to a cellular tower consistent with the cell phone being in the area where her blood-covered cell phone was located by family in addition to her purse. Whew, I feel so awful, y'all, but I'm sticking it out. My eyes is still watering, my throat still hurt, everything. But we're going to stick to this story because this needs to get out. Because, again, like I told y'all in the beginning of the video, Felicia Johnson is still missing. She has not been found. Her remains have not been found. And the suspect is still at large. So, I want to get this story out to shed some light back on it, to keep it in the media, in the press. Now, this is one of the videos I definitely want people to take from me to repost, because this is definitely an open case that needs to be closed out. Okay, now let's continue. So the next document that I'm going to look at states here that they confirmed with the property manager for the Winchase Hamlet Apartments homes located at 3233 Winchase Boulevard. For those who don't remember, that is the address that the Uber driver dropped Felicia Johnson off at, okay? According to the property manager, the suspect did live there from November 2017 through March 2020, and moved out on March 31st. And they verified a phone number that was on file for that, okay? Now, if you're wondering, like, that was 2020. This is 2022. Well, based on this paperwork, the suspect sent an Uber to pick up Felicia Johnson from the hotel. They brought her back to his old address. And if y'all remember me reading off, like, him or the suspect's car leaving the area at 351 and all that, this is where this plays a part into the timeline, because based on what I'm reading, he had to transport Felicia. Now, at this time, I don't know if something had happened there or what, but based on the paperwork, he picked up Felicia from his old address where he sent the Uber to drop her off at, and then took her to his current residence, which is at the Winchase Hamlet Apartment. So, just to sum it up, Felicia Johnson was picked up at the Intercontinental Hotel. The Uber took her to the Lynx apartment complex. From there, the suspect took her to the Winchase Hamlet apartment homes. Okay? All right, let's continue. So, it then goes on to say that a forensic analyst on April 28th, 2022, with the with the Houston Forensic Science Center regarding analysis conducted for both Felicia Johnson's cell phone and the cell phone case, noted that blood was indicated on both Johnson's cell phone and the cell phone case. So they did confirm there was blood. It wasn't paint or nothing like that. So it then goes to say that video footage from Richmond Estate Apartments complex is located just north of the suspect's current residence. The cameras review of various structures within the apartment complex, which allowed the cameras to capture the public roadway of the block of Richmond Avenue and the 2900 block of South Richmond Avenue. One of the cameras was positioned in a way that is captured an area of South Richmond Avenue consistent with the front entrance of the suspect current residence. So this is what they noted based off this footage. All right, let's see. So basically it goes in to say what we already covered about the timeline of the vehicle, the suspect vehicle being observed on the camera. Let's see what else does it say here. It also says, okay, it talks about the hand towels. And y'all, this is real time. Like, I'm just looking through it. All right, let's get into this. So, on May 13th, 2022, a search warrant was signed by Judge Harmon of Harris County District. And it was for the suspect's vehicle, a 2009 silver Honda Accord. The crime scene unit with the Houston Forensic Science Center processed the vehicle for evidence. They then learned that various items from inside of the suspect vehicle, to include but not limited to a Taurus 9mm handgun, multiple Home Depot receipt, a Walmart receipt, multiple loose latex gloves, a large kitchen knife, and a shovel. Investigators informed the detectives that a Blue Star chemical compound that lights up when it comes in contact with blood in the suspect's vehicle in various areas, including the trunk and back seat, lit up, indicating it was positive for blood. They also learned that the kitchen knife reacted positively to the compound, also meaning the knife had blood on it. Let's see here. They then went into the receipt, and y'all do hear the papers, because like I said, I'm old school. I gotta have it printed out. So let me see, where was I? So on the receipt from Home Depot, that is where on April 16th at 8:14 a.m., the suspect purchased large/extra large latex gloves, a long cup glove at 10:16 a.m. on April 17th. What? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, so on April 17th at 10:16 a.m., the suspect purchased a saw, a D-handle pruning saw. Okay. That is definitely horrific to read. So it then goes into saying that on April 17th at 12 a.m., the suspect made a purchase at a Walmart store on Highway 6 South for a Hyper Tough 20-volt max lithium-ion cordless saw. So I will say now, we're going to get into more details as far as the lab results and everything. So I will just put a disclaimer out there. If you are squeamish, or if stuff like this is going to be too heavy for you, I will recommend not to listen any further. If you continue to listen, again, this is public information that Harris County clerk of court put out, and I'm just reading it off of that document, okay? All right. So on May 13th, 2022, a search warrant for the residence of the suspect was issued, okay? They did find blood on various areas, including the bathroom and the bedroom. They did send it off to be analyzed at the lab for Houston Forensic Science Center. Based on that, it says here, let's see here. So, basically, they got Felicia Johnson's DNA profile off of a face mask that was in her purse that they found, okay? They then took the swabs from the residence of the suspect and compared it to that DNA profile, okay? And this is verbatim what the paperwork is saying. It says that, let's see here, a very strong support that Felicia Johnson was the contributor to all the DNA profile. The suspect was excluded as a contributor to the profiles. So, based on the purchases made by the suspect along with the DNA results, the police states that they believe Felicia Johnson is deceased and was likely dismembered and transported out of the apartment. Bless her soul. Like, again, this is not a confirmed report. They have not found the remains of Felicia Johnson. They have not found Felicia Johnson. None of that, okay? But based on this, they are saying they believe that Felicia Johnson was killed and dismembered. I'm just going to take a moment just to let that settle in, and then I'm going to come back to continue with the documents. All right, True Team, let's get back into it. Like, this is so emotional hearing, reading, seeing the words is just like, it's disheartening for sure. All right, on June 4th, 2022, a search warrant was signed by Judge K. Johnson on the suspect Gmail account. So based on this is what it says here. It says that on April 20th, 2022, these are the internet searches that the suspect did, okay? So on April 20th, the suspect searched, does bleach denature blood? Can bleach destroy DNA? What does bleach do to blood? What does vinegar do to blood? Does vinegar destroy blood DNA? What the F-U-C-K? Okay, keep it together, Mickey. April 21st, 2022, he searched most forested part of Houston. Then on April 27th, 2022, how to delete your history completely. So, side note, so you're going to Google how to delete your Google history while you're Googling. Okay. On April 28th, what? Okay, April 28th, the freaking idiot, I hate to say it like this, this is what the suspect searched. How to be a serial killer. 15 cheapest places to live in the world, $1,000 a month. How to get away with murder. How to kill without getting caught. How does one plan a murder without getting caught or having it? Like, are you... Okay. Let me get through this paperwork, and then we're going to have a discussion about it. On April 30th, it says he searched Houston escorts. On May 3rd, 2022, this is what the suspect searched. Can police check phone records of a missing person? Then he searched NYPD, how the police handles missing persons cases. Can police check victim text messages? Can police check text messages of a dead person? Do your phone service store your texts? Cell phone forensics, powerful tools wielded by federal. Can police unlock a phone during an investigation? What the fuck? I don't understand the thought process of some people. Not only are you doing heinous crimes, you're literally using your cell phone that's connected to a cell tower to search about your crime that you have done. Like, they got to have been dropped on their head. Like, this is sick. We're going to fast forward to the 13th of May, 2022. They finally issued an arrest warrant for the suspect, okay? Now, this is my thing with when they issued the arrest warrant. I don't even know where to go, like, from here. Like, they issued an arrest warrant. I will say he is not in jail at all. He is not in jail. They don't know where he is. They let him out. And that's the crazy thing. You let him out. Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it, okay? We're sitting here reading. Well, you guys are listening. I'm reading the words that they put in their paperwork. How did he get out? Okay? So I pulled his info from Houston District Clerk Office, and he was charged in reference to this case with murder, and tampering with evidence, human corpse. Okay. He then, when did he bond out? Let me see. Hold on, let me pull him up real quick because I didn't print that paper. So on 6/9 is when the warrant was issued. And then it says on 6/10, the defendant did not appear. What? So hold up. Y'all, bear with me. I gotta pull. So how did you arrest him, but then he didn't appear? Like, when did you let him go? Y'all, this is like live action with Mickey right now, okay? Because, like, I'm not even gonna stop the recording. I'm just gonna do it. Look, y'all know I like to just keep it real, keep it raw. Okay, got that. So they did put a warrant out to get his DNA. We got that much. Okay, so here we go. So in his, I guess this would be considered the charging instrument. It basically says that he is being charged because he intentionally and knowingly caused the death of Felicia Marie Johnson by an unknown manner and means. Okay, so let's get into where he went. Like, how did y'all have him? And then now he's not in jail. He got a warrant out for his arrest, of course, but okay, where is the document? This about to make my head explode. Like, what do you mean he's not found if y'all arrested him? I'm coming, y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna pause it for a minute because I need to find, I just was reading it, so I'm gonna come back in just a second. So y'all, that second actually was 15 minutes, but so I'm gonna read it verbatim from the paperwork so that we can get a clear understanding. All right. So, on May 13, 2022, a probable cause arrest warrant was signed by a Harris County District Judge in Harmon and executed for Chabuka Nwabado. Again, I'm going to refer to him as suspect. Okay? I learned that the warrant was executed by multiple police officers, including Officer A. Masters, a certified peace officer employed by HPD assigned as a patrol unit with the West Side Division, whom I believe to be reliable and credible. I learned from the Officer Masters that he conducted a traffic stop on the suspect vehicle in the 13,000 block of Westheimer Road, Houston, Harris County, Texas. I learned that Officer Masters that the suspect was taken into custody and he subsequently conducted a search of the suspect person incident to arrest at 14600 Richmond Avenue, Houston, Texas, and located a cell phone within the suspect's front pants pocket. They then took in custody of the phone, noting the following details relative to the phone, which was it was a blue Samsung cellular phone, model SM-A102U with black case with an IMEI number of 358-688-105-317-754. Now, again, this next part, definitely, if you do not want to hear gruesome details that could possibly be disturbing, please stop listening at this point. If you continue to listen, it's definitely at your own doing so, okay? While reviewing, and I'm going back into the paperwork now. While reviewing the return for the suspect Gmail account, the police observed a section of the record labeled Android device configuration service data. While reviewing the aforementioned section, they noted a subsection labeled device and account identifiers. They then noted within the subsection of the IMEI number associated with the Gmail account for EBUKAN WOBODO1 was 358-688-105-317-754, which they knew to be the same IME number associated with the cell phone that was on the suspect person when they arrested that person on May 13th, 2022. So in this same paragraph, it then says that the police reviewed within the records a photograph of a deceased, dismembered female, in addition to 3 photos of deceased individual. There was no metadata associated with these photos. Additionally, from the Gmail records, they observed a screenshot of a Uber pickup spot off Main Street, consistent with where Felicia Johnson Hotel was located. This screenshot also indicated that the Uber was a black Porsche Macan, which they knew to be the same make and model of the Uber that picked up Felicia on April 16th. They also noted that the same data from the screenshot of the Uber showed that it was captured on April 16th at 2:47 a.m., which they know to be consistent with the time Felicia was picked up from the hotel. It then goes on to say that on May 12, 2022, a search warrant was signed by Harris County District Judge in Harmon and executed for Felicia Johnson Gmail account, which was FeliciaMJ98@gmail.com. They reviewed the Gmail records related to Johnson's account, and inside the records, they observed a screenshot of Uber pickup spot off Main Street, consistent with where Felicia Johnson's hotel was located. The screenshot was identified to be one found in the records of the suspect Gmail account. Let me see here. So basically, they linked the two together based on these screenshots among everything else we have heard. Alright, so before I get into the closing of what they are summing up the case as of, when was this document? This was as of June 9th, 2022. I want to say what is not clear is why the suspect is not in custody. They did arrest the suspect. However, I do not show any documentation to why he was released, if he was actually booked into the jail that night, because the only thing that is showing up is that on his docket sheet entries, it says on 6/9, probable cause found, warrant issue, bond amount 0, exception refers to magistrate. It put the bond conditions in 6/10. It says that the suspect did not appear. Matter of fact, before we even get into their summary of what happened, I'm just gonna do a real-time search to see. I'm just not understanding how he got out. That's my thing. I don't know if it's like something everybody else is thinking, like, yeah, how did he get out? Like, why? A heinous crime, like not only murder, but disfiguring somebody, like, what? Dismembering, not, I guess they mean the same thing, but, so I'm clicking on everything now. It's nothing under bond, so let me see what I can find here. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna be real with y'all. This is very odd, okay? As y'all saw previously, it was a screenshot of a GoFundMe post that Felicia Johnson dad placed, basically saying that the suspect fled the country and went to Nigeria, and he really doesn't know what to do from here, right? So what I cannot find is, how did he get out, okay? Because it says here on May 13th, he was arrested, right? But then it says here that on 6/10, he didn't appear. Then when I go to the Harris County public records thing on a murder charge, I'm not showing any bond information. It does show that the status is a warrant or a citation issue. Yeah, I bet, because he's not there. But how for May 13th? What happened on May 13th, in between May 13th and June 10th, where he did not appear? How did he get out of police custody? That's what I'm confused on. Like, I'm looking at the other charge because, again, he has 2 charges pertaining to this case. Bam. So, what was it? So, it says on 6/9 for the tampering with evidence charge, bond was set. So, how much was the bond? Or who, like, you know? Like, this is weird. Like, it's nothing under bond details, right? It's nothing under it. So, like, how did he get out? It's nothing under booking. So, like, was he never booked? Like, was he arrested and just questioned, but not placed into custody? Like, I don't know what's going on, right? Okay, y'all. So, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to this just got me discombobulated. Like, this is sickening. I'm going to read the summary on the documents from the investigators. And then from there, I'm going to do something I haven't done before. And I'm going to reach out to Houston Police Department while I'm recording to ask for an update on this case. Because this is something that's not adding up. So let me do this, and then we're going to continue with the call. Okay? So, this is a summary per the documents for DA Log 2845853, and it states verbatim the following. I know from this investigation, as of June 8th, 2022, Felicia Johnson has not been heard of, has not posted anything, additional information via social media, and has not been located in the past month. I also know that Felicia Johnson utilized Priceline service for booking both hotel stays and flights. Since April 15, 2022, Johnson has not booked anything via Priceline. I know that the last documented location Felicia Johnson was captured on video was at 3233 Wind Chase Boulevard, Houston, Harris County, Texas, on April 16, 2022. I know that she traveled to the location utilizing an Uber that was purchased by the suspect with an account associated with phone number 281-772-2943. I know that prior to Felicia taking the Uber, she posted on an online solicitation advertisement. I also know that the suspect registered vehicle 2009 Silver Honda Accord VIN number 1HGCP26469A172427 was seen arriving to 3233 Winchester Boulevard 4 minutes before Felicia Johnson Uber vehicle. I know that the suspect is not a current resident at 3233 Wind Chase Boulevard, but did live there from the years 2017 to 2020. I know that the suspect current address is 14935 South Richmond Avenue, apartment 1832, Houston, Harris County, Texas. I know that the suspect registered vehicle leaves the area of 3233 Wind Chase Boulevard 10 minutes after the Uber vehicle leaves. I know from surveillance video that the suspect vehicle was observed traveling on South Richmond Avenue and turning into an area consistent with the front entrance of the Link apartment complex. I also know that Felicia Johnson's cell phone connected to a cellular tower in the area of the suspect's apartment complex. I know that approximately 1 hour later, at approximately 4:54 a.m., the suspect vehicle is observed traveling in a direction away from the apartment complex. I know that approximately 18 minutes later, at 5:12 a.m., Johnson's cell phone connects with a cellular tower in the area where her family located her phone, which contained blood on it, and where her purse was located off the roadway in a portion of the roadway in Bear Creek Park, Harris County, Texas. I know approximately 26 minutes later, at approximately 5:38 a.m., the suspect vehicle is seen turning into the direction of his apartment complex. And it did says here that I know that a search was conducted of the suspect apartment located at 14935 South Richmond Avenue, apartment 1832, Harris County, Houston, Texas, and evidence was collected from inside, including multiple DNA swabs. I know this particular swab was positive for blood DNA and showed a very strong Very strong support to be DNA profile of Felicia Johnson. I was calling to speak with, I guess, the homicide department to ask about a case.
What case are you calling about?
It's about Felicia Johnson's case.
Felicia Johnson. Which one was she? Is she the one? Like, the name sounds very familiar.
Yeah, she was the California young lady that came to Houston, and it's believed, based on the paperwork I see online, that she was killed by someone by the name of Chubuka Nwabadu. I'm not sure if that's... Yeah, it was back in April 2022.
Okay. I think I know who... What is it that you're needing?
Okay, so I just had a question because I was looking online through your public index, and I see here that it says that the suspect was arrested May 13th, but then it goes to say that he has a warrant out for his arrest, but I don't see that he, like, bonded out. So I was trying to get clarification on that part.
Clarification on that part would go through the courts, not through us.
Oh, through the court? Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, because once he's arrested, they make bond, they don't make bond. All that goes through them.
Okay, so even, like, the missing bond info, they will be the ones that can possibly clarify that for me?
Yes, they should be able to do all that because we don't deal with anything once they're arrested. I mean, until if he's out on another warrant, they put it out and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you for that information. You have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Well, y'all already know the court ain't gonna say anything. So we're gonna put a pin in that. I'm gonna see what I can find out from the court. Well, hold on. You know, since we're on here, let me see if I can even get the phone number. Court 232. Let me see if I can find that court. I don't see why they wouldn't know if he got arrested or not. That's kind of odd. But hey, that's what she said. Y'all heard it live here. Harry County Court 232. Let's see. What's the phone number we got? Is this it? Y'all, I'm so hungry. Okay, I got a phone number. I'm going to try this phone number. And that number is 832-927-3850. Let's see.
Thank you for calling the 232nd District Criminal Court. We are located on the 16th floor of the Criminal Justice Center at 1201 Franklin. To direct your call to a member of the court staff, please listen to the following menu and make your selection. For the court clerk, press 1. For the judge or the court coordinator...
I press 1 for clerk.
Your call is being answered by Audix.
Copy Tickle.
Is not available. Sorry, you cannot leave a message now
that's
because the
crazy.
user's mailbox is full.
So they don't call nobody back.
Press star R. To transfer to another extension, press star T.
Alright, y'all. So I've called the Houston Police Department. I've called the courthouse. I don't know who else will be able to answer that question for me. I'm going to look into it, and then when I do make another call, I will get back on the video and do it. So for now, just to sum it up, it's a sad situation. Per the police documents that's listed on the Harris County Clerk of Court, Felicia Johnson is presumed deceased by the hands of Chubukawa. Not sure how you pronounce it, but his face is in the video. They have not August 8th was the last post I saw on it from her dad that still said they still don't know where he is. Keep the family in your prayers and lift it definitely through the holiday season as they deal with not only unofficially knowing that their loved one is deceased, but not knowing where she is to lay her to rest. So definitely a sad situation. I hope this gives those that are in Houston that hit me up about this case some type of, I guess, where we stand. But again, I don't know how he got out of their custody. Nothing is listed for a bailsman or nothing. So it's definitely peculiar, you know, in my opinion. Definitely. So, a matter of fact, yep. And even under party's name, it's not even a lawyer listed or a bondsman. So I don't know what's going on with that. But it's your girl, Mickey Truth, a.k.a. Mickey Facts. I'm going to go ahead and close out. I feel awful. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. But thank you for listening to me. This is definitely going to be used on my podcast. So I appreciate everybody that's listening to Speak Your Truth with Mickey. I appreciate everybody that's on YouTube that's watching me on Mickey Truth 2022. I love you all and holla.